Hello, hello, theatre fans. Welcome back to another episode of Theatre Tea Time. I'm Isaac. And Ryan is
There we go, my laptop's not frozen now.
There we go, alright.
And I'm Ryan, and welcome back to Theatre Tea Time, our first one on YouTube.
Woo! Here we go, come on.
Woo! We made it to the big mainstream now.
At last, at
off
last.
Twitch. And what are we talking about for our first YouTube stream, Isaac?
So, our first YouTube stream is called, as you can see, Setting the Stage. So today we're going to be talking about musical theatre set design, and we're going to be talking about different set designs across different productions, and we might even delve into how we might stage productions ourselves, should we have the chance. So,
let's start off with, what are some notable sets for you that you think, oh, that's well cool?
So, well, that's the thing. It goes on different levels for me, because there's obviously what's on the stage, but then there's things that obviously come in and then come out and fly and fly out. But I'd say, ultimately, I think, aesthetically, the Hamilton stage design.
As is shown behind you there.
As is shown behind me, right here, right now. Yeah, wow, I didn't actually notice that. Thanks for pointing that out. But yeah, I'm so dumb. But yeah, you know, I'll just showcase it. So you've got, like, the old little, the rotting wood, you know, you've got, like, the ship
comes
ropes
down
here.
as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've got the pulleys and the ropes and everything. So I don't know, because there's a lot to cover in Hamilton and like the 1700s feel and like 1800s, and I just feel like this sort of, do you know what I mean? It's a lot to cover, but it manages to just cover it all in one.
And it's so very simple.
It's so simple.
It's so very clear and great
and
to
nothing
watch.
comes in and out apart from, like, I think during the interval, the walls like behind me, like here, they
the
come down and
steps
they grow a
move,
little
don't
bit.
they?
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So it's like in between, like during the after Act 1 and during intermission, like some more stone pillars come down and basically these walls grow a bit, and that's to show like the passage of time and to show like the foundation is being built more. Do you know what I mean?
I like that. I like that.
So some things come up, like everything you see here is everything you get, and I think that's, you know, it's
it's a blank canvas.
It's a blank canvas. There we go. There we go. Now we're getting into it. Exactly. So I'd say that's one of them for me. What about for you?
I was thinking earlier, like a show which I walked in and thought, wow, this is pretty cool, amazing. Do you remember the first time we watched Matilda?
Okay.
I just remember that set.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
If you don't know what it is, it's the stage, and coming out of it, there's loads of like
blocks everywhere.
Yeah, and there's
with, like,
blocks and letters everywhere.
spelling out Matilda and things like that. Yeah.
I just remember that one just before we started, and I thought that's really cool.
That's the thing, because, you know, when it goes on tour, like, because obviously they'd have to adapt the staging for the tour as well, but seeing it in the actual West End theatre, obviously, it's much more. You know, it was
its home, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's, you can tell that's its home, and it's very built up, and it's a lot more pops out.
When it's on tour, it's just like a border. But when you sit there in, I can't remember the theatre that was in.
No, I can't.
It's literally covering like half the walls.
Yeah, I know, it was.
Oh, and the tables. I forgot about the tables in Matilda.
The tables
that come out of the floor.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
And everyone stands on them as they go up.
Yeah,
They changed that for the
good.
tour.
Yeah.
For the tour, they come across and just slide on.
Yeah, because they've got tracks as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they have tracks in the tour as well?
Yeah. But instead of like the tables coming up and down, they move across in the tour.
Okay, that's fair enough.
And what was the other cool thing? Do you remember what song is it where she's putting like the thing, was it super glue in like the hair cream or something? And like the bathroom just popped up off the floor.
Yeah, it has a very interesting way of like folding out. That's the thing, I was thinking about that actually. Everything folds out much like a book.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Because it's her imagination.
Because that's like, it's the whole thing about reading and imagination and things like that.
Oh, and what was the song where she's dreaming about something?
Is it the
she's
first?
Dreaming about in the Act 2, I think it was. She was dreaming about this story or something, and like it's in the library. She sat in the library like reading through a book.
Yeah.
Or someone, and like the back opens up as well, and someone walks through the middle. I just remember that being a very cool set.
What was it? It's not like set related. I just remember that song. What was it? Where they use every single letter of the alphabet.
So you think you're able to design this mess by B?
Yeah. That one's good.
I can't remember what it's called, but I like that one. And like, the gate. Do you remember the gate?
Yeah, the gate, that comes in.
They all stood behind it, and then they were putting the blocks through. That was really cool.
Oh,
really
God,
yeah.
That was brilliant. Oh, my, I'm starting to remember it now.
Yeah.
Really
it's
good.
coming back to me. What other sets are there? I'm trying to think. Oh, do you know one which was really cool? But it wasn't as... Well, it was the set, actually. That was really cool. but it was more the puppet. King Kong.
King Kong. Yeah.
Like it had the two buildings, which are really cool, and the boats.
It did. Oh, that was good.
The
Yeah,
boat.
because didn't the floor like come up?
Yeah, so if this was like the stage floor, and like this is the audience, and this is the back, like it came
Like
up
a little
and, like,
section of
rocked.
the stage literally like tilted
Yeah.
up, and then there was
And it became like the boat.
it was like a massive video wall for King Kong, wasn't it? It was just like
yeah, it was the curve.
it was a huge
wasn't
curved
it?
video wall, which I thought was pretty good, and there were like two bits of scaffolding either side of the
Yeah,
stage.
but they looked like buildings when they had like the
Yeah.
things,
But then like, oh
video
yeah,
wall
part of the
through.
stage folded up, and then the video wall like, and then it didn't it like rock up and down a little bit.
Yeah, it was rocking up and
It
down.
rocked
It's in
up
the
and down.
trailer. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen
Oh
it, go
god,
watch
yeah,
the
that was
trailer,
brilliant. I
watch it.
thought definitely.
The start when they were coming down on like
On the pulleys,
The-
yeah. And they were,
yeah,
like,
the
coming
pulleys.
down from the ceiling. Yeah, that was really
Yeah.
good.
or the final battle. I forgot about that when he's on top of getting shot at
Oh
on
god,
top
yeah.
of the Empire State
That
Building,
must have taken a lot of puppet work, though, if you think
and a
about
lot of money.
it. And a lot of money, yeah, definitely. But how many people did it take to operate? Wasn't it like 13?
Oh, it was like 13, 14 people.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
it was
then
like
there were
one
people
person
like
big
up in the
for-
thing, like operating his
Yeah.
face as well.
Yeah, like driving his face and
Mm.
like doing the noises live.
Yeah, God, I don't know how much money that must have cost to put
I
together.
don't want to think about it.
I don't want to think about
It's
it.
the amount of money that I dream to have.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, God, it was like, it's indescribable almost. It was just like, yeah, to be honest though, I can't imagine, was there any other set apart from the scaffolding and the actual puppet? It was
The boat, the scaffolding, the building. Oh, they had that really weird section. Do you remember the weird section? It was like in the jungle.
yeah,
It was a really
the
weird
jungle.
set. And then there was like a snake. That
Yeah, I
goes
remember there
after
were like
King
there were
Kong.
vines coming down from
Yeah.
from behind, and then like they were
Weird
climbing across
laser
them.
lights.
Then the laser lights happened. Yeah.
That was a weird section.
Yeah, it did get a bit weird because there was one point where, what was it? I think it was the scene where King Kong took, I think Anne
was
Darrow, her
fighting.
name was. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
he
he
was
picked her up
fighting
and then-
like a snake or something.
And then like he ran off or something. Then the moon exploded. It was like it was,
It was
a
very
bit
weird,
of it was
yeah.
like an artistic sort of sequence.
Yeah.
But like on the video wall, there's like a big moon and it grew massive. Then it exploded and shattered into a million
Ooh,
pieces.
That reminded
So it
me.
looked good, but yeah,
Yeah.
that didn't actually happen in King Kong.
That reminded me of the running.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because what did they do? They like lifted the puppet
and
just
the
above
climbing.
the ground, and
Like
they just had the
It
puppet
was-
go like
yeah,
that, and
yeah.
the video wall like moved up or down, and he
so
just went.
for the running, he was above a little bit, and all the lights were moving, and it looked like he was running towards you. And the climbing, they brought gauze down, I'm pretty sure, and he was climbing up the other side. Well, it wasn't; it was just moving, and then the video wall like, obviously showed the video moving. That and it looks so good.
I
Just
remember
that.
Okay, right. So maybe it's just because we saw this on like the same visit, but Dear Evan Hansen I thought was quite an interesting set because it's quite simplistic, but it's also very, it makes you think a little bit because
Yeah.
it's just a standard blank stage, and you've got a track that comes in, and you've got like a wall at the back that has like a light behind it, but then you've got these little like, they're not quite gauzes, but they're little flats that come from the ceiling,
Yeah,
and they project.
They move along as well.
And they move along, and they have like projections of like social media on there, and they change depending on like what's happening in the
Yeah.
scene. Like it's okay, right? Spoiler alert, but it's not exactly a spoiler. When you read the letter that I think it's near the end, like that Evan gives to. No, what's it? Evan's like reading out the letter that he wrote to himself, and it's literally like projected everywhere. Like it's on the floor, it's on the wall, it's everywhere.
Or like when he's giving his speech, there's pre-recorded videos of the actor.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Yeah, it was like Jun You'll Be Found, wasn't it? When he was trying to do the speech.
Yeah.
And then there were like videos of him, like it looked like it was being. That's the thing. It for me anyway. It gave the impression that it was being recorded like on a phone. And I think
Yeah.
that's like obviously one of the themes, like social media and like
What,
technology.
do you mean like the whole stage? It looked like a phone.
No. I mean like just that bit in particular where
Yeah.
you saw
oh,
like
yeah.
the footage of him. It looked like someone was like had
Shaking
their
hands
phone
out,
out and
yeah.
they were like recording it. But that being said, it's sort of like, how do I describe it? It was like not, I'd say microcosmic, if you know what that means. It's like an overall world view, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
it's it was just there was just so many times in the show where I just thought it's like it all comes together at some like
Yeah.
what is it in at the beginning, no, not at the beginning, a bit through, what is it, waving through a window in like the final climax bit, like all the projections are going mad and they're like whoosh, whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh, going everywhere. And yeah, I don't know where I'm really going with this. I just trying to express how much I love it. I know, but I just thought it's something. It just shows that you don't need a lot of set to have a good show. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to get across. That you don't need a lot, but even the littlest bit, like even projection walls, things like that,
Yeah.
just makes it really, really good, I think.
But I think on that point as well, obviously you don't need a lot of set to make a good show, but also if you have a lot of set and like cool set, it can still make it a bad show.
I think so. Yeah.
So we watched a production of Othello,
Oh God,
a
yes we
touring
did.
production,
Okay, yes we did.
and the set was really cool for it. To be
It
fair.
was, yeah.
It had it was all surrounded by like light beams.
It was
and
like
stuff.
it looked like a boxing ring, and
Yeah.
that was meant to be like the concept of it. But the boxing ring was surrounded like massive bright neon beams,
Like neon
like
lights,
bars
yeah.
of light. Yeah, surrounded the boxing ring rather.
But it was still so boring.
Yeah,
When we
It
walked in, we
was.
were all like, "This is going to be so cool! Look at how cool the set is. I wonder what's going to happen."
nothing happened with it.
Nothing
It was,
happened. It was the most boring
Like,
thing
a
I've ever
microphone
watched.
came down from the ceiling, and that was it. It was just like
Yeah, but like it was just rubbish what we watched.
it was just crap. And I'm sorry, Ryan, but just the fact being sat next to you with your hoodie that stunk of beans throughout the whole
Sorry.
thing, that made it about 5 times slower than it
Sorry.
felt.
It
but,
was a
um,
smelly hoodie.
Yeah, that's it. I think
That's another story.
that'll be another story for a theatre etiquette live stream or something. Anyway,
Please don't come in with bean-covered jumpers.
yeah, don't wear smelly clothes, please, for the love of God.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
yeah, that's the thing, because you can walk in. It's all about the impression that you get when you walk
Yeah.
in, and the set is the first thing you see, isn't it? So you
yeah,
look at
most
that
of the time, yeah.
most of the time, yeah, unless there's like a gauze in front of it. But if it's like an open stage, an open set rather, and you're there, you sit down and you're like, okay, what could happen here? What could happen
Yeah.
there? Othello, it was just a big boxing ring, and there wasn't much. There was just bars of
Cool
neon
lights. And
cool
we were like, "Oh,
lights.
this could be exciting."
And we were just like, okay, don't quite know what's going to happen, but that's enigmatic. It's mysterious, so
yeah.
I look forward to it. But unfortunately,
No.
it was awful.
What was I going to say? We watched Othello. That was rubbish. I was going to say we watched another play called. So theatres. What I also like is when you watch a show and there's something very creative about it that makes it very different. For example, Hamilton was going to have a pool of water in the middle of the
It
stage.
was, wasn't it? And they
They
Yeah,
got rid of that,
cut
didn't
that
they?
off.
That's like a very unique thing that not many shows have. We watched a touring play called The Lovely Bones.
Oh yeah, so lovely. So that's based off the book /
The
film.
book film, yeah.
Book, film, and then play. But yeah, it was the play adaptation, and that they did a really interesting way of doing
Yeah.
that. So the set they had for that. So I remember the first thing I remember about it. There was a massive mirror, and it was tilted at an angle. So how it was basically so you could see
Yeah.
like yeah, that was it. The purpose of the mirror was to
To
you
look
could see
down
the
on
view, and
stage.
it means you could like look down at what was
Yeah.
happening on the
So
stage.
it was like, this is the stage, this is the audience, and then the mirror was like over.
Yeah, so you could look up at the
that.
mirror, but when you look at the mirror, that's the view you get from somebody
Yeah.
in heaven looking down on earth. So that was a really like clever way of
Yeah,
pulling
because
that off.
the whole show was like death, like not death, heaven / earth.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, The Lovely Bones, basically, in a nutshell, the story is about a girl who gets murdered, and before she can officially, before she can move to heaven, she gets put in like a contained heaven,
yeah.
and she has to watch like the world around her, like
Trying to solve her murder.
trying to solve her murder, exactly. So she's a ghost or like a spirit, but she's kept in the real world, and she has to like
Which when you look through the mirror, it looks like she's like a ghost.
exactly.
Which
Yeah,
also was really cool. Is the mirror was a gauze.
it was a gauze. Yeah, so the mirror at times was transparent, and I don't know how they pulled that
Yeah, I
off.
don't know how that happens.
But
But it was
bloody hell, yeah, that I was blown away by that. And then of course, like you had the actual stage itself. I remember when we went in, it was muddy and it was a cornfield, and that's
Yeah.
basically where the murder happened. And
That set was very cool, actually.
that's the thing. I mean, that was one of the things we had to watch for our exam. And basically, in this exam, we have to talk about things like set, and we have to say, why is the set here? Why is it, there for, you know, how does it make the audience feel? You know, like what motif does it carry? And I remember, yeah, it was just set in that cornfield, and then you had like all the mud, and yeah, again, I don't really know where I'm going with this. I'm just sort of talking off the top of my head.
It was just a very cool set.
It was a very cool set. I'll just knock it off by saying that.
So I've got the set list here for the list here of the winners or the nominations of the best scenic design of a musical from the Tonys 2019.
Oh, okay.
So I thought we'd talk about some of them.
Yeah.
That we know. So the first one's Ain't Too Proud, but I don't know anything about that. I don't know if you know anything about that.
No, I don't. Sorry,
I
know
King
of it.
Kong,
King Kong, yep.
which we just spoken about, which was very, very cool. We've also got Hades Town.
Oh.
Now I've seen images of it.
I've seen images of it.
It looks very cool. Like I've got one here.
It's very what's the word? Like, is rustic the right word for it?
Yeah, like rustic steampunk.
Yeah, steampunk. Yeah.
And it's got I think it's got a revolve in the middle, which is lower, and then higher up, like steps around.
Like
and
a
then
drum revolve sort of thing.
Up. I don't know if it goes up and down, but it just looks very cool.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna look more into that. Now here's one that I think you know more about than me, but Roger and Hammerstein's Oklahoma.
Ooh.
Which we spoke a little bit about in one of our streams. I don't remember very well.
Yeah.
Go over again.
I don't think we've talked about it in great detail, but So I didn't get to see the Broadway one. I mean, I've seen images of the Broadway one, but when I went to see it, it was touring, and it was in the Chichester Festival Theatre.
Yeah.
So I can definitely say now the Broadway one is a much more. I wouldn't say, modernised, I'd say, but it was modernised, but very, very simplistic, at least from the images I've seen. But, yeah, so the one I saw in Chichester, it was like, I don't know if you know for those of you who don't know what the Chichester Festival looks like, it's a bit, it's like a half hexagonal, that's the way it's like a trapezium thrust, sort of.
And you sat around it.
And so the audience is in like 3 bits: the middle bit, the left bit, and the right bit. And it's a pretty big stage, and it's a pretty big auditorium. So the way they did that is everything. The whole stage was very it had a very wooden feeling, sort of like Hamilton a little bit. It had like obviously a wooden floor, because you wouldn't have anything else in a Wild West setting. But then at the top you had like wood planks coming from the ceiling, you had like cartwheels, it was a very there's no other way to describe it. It was very woody. But then they had like lights projecting from like the back of the auditorium like onto the stage, like window outlines and like light shining in through wood cracks. And they had like little windmills as well. So it's just like literally like a Wild West movie, like every single Wild West movie crammed like into this tiny space. So it was pretty good, but they did have like a few little surprises as well. Like so Oklahoma is a story about this guy Curly, and he falls in love with this girl who, I'm very sorry, I can't for the life of me remember her name. Like I don't know.
Gertie. It's not.
What's her name? No, because it's going to bug me. Hold on, I am going to search this up because.
I can't remember now.
She sings I Can't... Is it I Can't Say No?
I Can't Say No, I just...
Oh, still doesn't say...
Of Gertie? It's not Gertie Cummings, no.
No, come on. Hold
Laurie...
Oh! Oklahoma...
I can't remember.
I'll just type in Oklahoma cast, because then that'll...
I don't know it very well, I'll be honest.
Cast. Laurie, that's the one.
Laurie, yeah.
That's it. Thank the Lord for that. So yeah, so Curly wants to get with this girl, Laurie, and he wants to take her to a dance because, like, and I think that was the way of life back in whenever it was. I don't know. I think it's 1800s. But yeah.
I've
so
just seen the set. It looks very cool.
Yeah, it was very good.
Is it the one with like something hanging over it?
Yeah, I think so. That's the one.
Oh,
but,
that's cool.
So the villain in it is like this guy called Judd Fry, and he's like not really right in the head. He's quite not psychopathic, but he's like a bit ravenous, and if you get on the wrong side of him, he will probably kill you. And he wants to go out with Laurie as well.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit, at least the one I saw in Chichester, there's like a nightmare sequence, and Curly has a nightmare that Judd forces Laurie to marry him. and then like all these dancers come out and they do like it's like a spooky Mormon hell dream sort of thing.
Oh, God.
And then like, oh, there was such a good bit where the floor literally opens up, and yeah, that's it. So, oh, I remember it so clearly now. So Curly goes, it's as if Curly dreams he's about to marry her, and then like Judd Fry literally like beats him up and puts him like basically puts him to the ground and starts like beating the living daylights out of him, and then the floor opens and he falls, like Curly like lying on the floor, falls down into the hole, and then literally flames come out of it, and then it all turns into like fiery burning pits and stuff like that. It was cool. I just didn't expect that. I thought it was really good. But as for the Broadway set, at least from the pictures I've seen, it was very simplistic in the set that it was just like a big hall with tables. It was the audience were watching it like face on, but it was just one big stretch of like tables from what I've seen. So it's interpretative, if you catch my drift. But yeah. That's just an observation.
What was I gonna say? Talking about like trapdoors. We went to watch Macbeth at the Globe Theatre in London, and they have a trapdoor in the middle of it.
They did, didn't they? I think I'm starting to remember.
Because we were sat like kind of not above the stage, but like to the side, looking down on the stage. So we just watched all the actors just falling into the trapdoor as they get killed and stuff. That was just something that reminded me. That was a pretty cool little feature.
That was quite good, yeah. I feel like I would have gone and seen it again because I feel like I've been cultured a bit more. Because I remember
as in now?
As in now, yeah. I like, you know, I'm glad I saw it, obviously, but I feel like I'd enjoy it a bit more now.
Yeah.
Because how old were we when we...
it was 3 years ago, I think.
15,
today.
I think we were.
Because I remember
we went to a Comic-Con before, didn't we?
Yeah, that was yesterday, 3 years ago.
Was it really? Oh my god.
Today, 3 years ago. We were
that's mad.
Well, yesterday, 3 years ago, we were at the Globe.
Wowee. Blimey.
Watching actors fall into a hole in a very boring production of Macbeth. It might not be boring now.
It might not. Well, you know. Although we did see them. I think it can probably be accessed somewhere online. But there's a production of Macbeth with Christopher Eccleston and Sue Johnston.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was quite
like
good.
A strange production of that.
The way they did that, they had it set as like a waiting room, didn't they?
That was in the Shakespeare Theatre. I can't remember the name of.
Yeah.
In Stratford upon Avon.
That was when we were doing GCSEs though, and we had to look at Macbeth. But I still thought it was quite good.
That's a very cool theatre. I like that a lot. I like it there a lot. Anyway, should we go back to the best theatrical set designs for 2019? The last one on the list. Beetlejuice. Because the set was very cool, apparently, according to the Tonys.
Yeah, you know, as we say, we don't endorse bootlegs, but we do watch them. You know, I've been very fortunate to at least have a look at it. I remember when we went to New York, I think, what was it? Were they in previews or were they just setting it up?
I think they was new, but like not popular yet.
Yeah, it had just come onto Broadway and not many people knew about it.
And we were outside. We were outside
because the Winter Garden is next door to Ellen Stardust Diner. Yeah, so
we were like queuing up.
I know. We were just like, oh, Beetlejuice has a musical. That's cool. But then that was it.
And then it.
But the set it's designed by David Corins, who designed I think Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. His set design. It's the good thing about David Corins is he takes into account like context, and especially because I think Beetlejuice, at least to my knowledge, is one of the very few that he's done that's like has source material to it. It's like he took a look at the work of like Tim Burton, and he literally just put that all into a set, and it's just the fact that there's like illustrations on it that are very, and it's got the whole black and white sort of surrealist. It's very that's the thing. It's like a surrealist painting almost if you think about it. It's like full of curly shapes and like super spooky black and white patterns and things like that. It's very Tim Burton-y, which I thought was very good.
I mean, he said that the angles were the whole idea with it was to make it a forced perspective, to make it appear more pushed and elevated.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
But it's all got projections on it, as far as I'm aware, doesn't it? Like at times.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think there's definitely projections on it at all times.
It looks really cool. I've just seen like more pictures of it now.
That's the thing. I mean, yeah, sort of straying a bit from the set, but the thing is, like, I was thinking the other day, I saw the film of Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
and I don't know how slated this is going to get, but I don't know why, but I think I prefer the musical to the film. Like, obviously, you have to give the film credit because it had the idea, and you had the,
Yeah.
that was Beetlejuice. But the thing is, the musical does it differently in the fact that, to me anyway, like, obviously, you've got the narrative with Lydia and, like, her home life.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more from Beetlejuice's perspective in the musical. Like, the thing is, Beetlejuice in the film is very much like a side character, and the main story is about...
Lydia. Is it? I don't know the show.
No, it's alright. Like, the film, from what I remember, the film starts off with, like, the Maitlands, like, coming in and moving into the house. And then,
Alright.
to me, actually, it's... Because a lot of it circulates around the Maitlands, and, like, how, like, their spirits move on and things like that. And then Lydia comes in about... I don't know, about like 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, Lydia can help us. And then Beetlejuice comes in and is like, hey, I'm the quirky side character. So that's what it felt like. But Beetlejuice, like, it starts literally, it starts as a funeral, but then Beetlejuice,
kind of
hijacks it, exactly. And then the opening song is by Lydia, but then you have Beetlejuice coming in and then sort of stealing the show.
Yeah.
So I would say it's from a different perspective, the musical, which
and
I
he's
think...
quite a big character as well.
Exactly, he's a lot more like prominent and he's a lot more lively than I think he is in the film anyway. He acts it in his own way, which I think is very good.
Alex Brightman, Beetlejuice, yeah.
Very good.
Another set I just thought of that I've seen pictures of and looks really cool is the new Moulin Rouge set.
Ooh, yeah. I've seen pictures of that.
It's very cool.
Very glamorous, very glamorous.
Yeah, it's like... It looks like the actual Moulin Rouge.
I've never actually seen the... I haven't actually seen the Moulin Rouge.
No, I've only seen some pictures of it, but it's got like the iconic elephant in like windmill.
It's very like cabaret style, yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. I just look at that and I think, how can that be in a theatre?
I know.
It's so...
It is coming to West End though, Moulin Rouge.
It is. Is it August 2021 or...?
I don't know, but I just know it's coming to West End.
What else is coming to West End is Back to the Future.
Yeah, there we go. Now,
yes.
I'm trying to remember, what did the set for that look like? I think it changes. Is there a video wall? I think there is.
I don't know. I haven't seen it or watched the bootleg that we obviously don't encourage.
We seriously don't encourage, but we do because we're hypocrites. Like, I'm trying to remember from like official press pictures as well. I think there's a lot of set in it, and that's why I think it's coming to the Adelphi in the West End because there's a lot of backstage space and they can fit more in.
The car, also the flying car.
Oh yeah, God, they've got to fit a whole DeLorean in there as well. Exactly.
Yeah, and it looks insane as well.
It does. It looks really good. I can't wait to see it. That's one of the shows I want to go see, like opening night, and then I want to meet like Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, the whole deal.
You want to see if they're all there?
Yeah. I really do want to see that like as soon as possible. Yeah. Well, opening night.
Hopefully it gets through.
Fingers crossed.
What else was I going to say was a cool set? I think we need to take a moment, right, to talk about the big news in London this week.
We do. Speaking of, because it is a set episode and this is quite set heavy.
It's also quite a lot about this as well. Phantom of the Opera, the original production of it has now been permanently closed.
Shame. I
never got to see it. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No, I mean, I think, what was it? It was going to come to the Mayflower. I remember watching the Shows Must Go On. I watched a bit of the... Was it like a concert? It was sort of like...
Yeah, it was like an anniversary concert, I think, at the
I think
Albert
it was
Hall?
it was some sort of like stage concert, I think. Yeah.
But they've scrapped the original production now, and they're going to be reviving it with a new production.
Are
they? I think, as far as I'm aware, they're getting rid of the original and putting a new version of it in, like they did with Les Mis.
Yeah, because I think at this point in time, I think they're not doing anything just yet because I think what Cameron Mackintosh is doing is sacrificing that so he can keep his other shows like Mary Poppins, Les Mis, and Hamilton alive.
Yeah.
I think, but that's for now, anyways. But I think that because what was it? I think he said when theatres reopen, it's going to take like about a good how much, like a year and a bit to like make the money back. And then I think when he makes when he makes profit back eventually,
Yeah,
then I think he'll get Her
yeah,
Majesty's Theatre back open, and then probably reinvent the staging.
yeah. So the plan then is they've got rid of the whole original production, which is sad, but very necessary as what I've read, because it was the original set that was taken out this week was built to last 8 months,
Really?
and it's 33 years now that it's been going.
Wow. Okay.
And apparently the backstage area is a bit manky, but they've redone. But he's redoing a lot of his theatres because he redid the Queen's of the Sondheim and the Victoria Palace.
Yeah, although technically the Victoria Palace he sort of built, didn't he? Or was that already a thing?
I think he just did like an extension on it and like redid the back of it. As far as I'm aware.
No, wait, no, because I'm pretty sure, because I remember before Hamilton came into it, I remember watching like a news article and they said they had to cancel it because like they hadn't, like construction wasn't sort of ready for it yet. And I think I remember like looking at pictures of the Victoria Palace, like it definitely did exist, if you know what I mean. Like it was there, but I think it just went under like a complete sort of makeover. I think.
Yeah, that's like they did with the Queen's to the Sondheim.
Yeah, exactly. So
it went over complete like makeover, like they redid it all inside.
Yeah.
I don't know if it changed names. Like I don't think it changed.
No,
names,
I think
like
it kept the original name.
Sondheim.
I was gonna say just back to Phantom of the Opera. It was weird. We were talking in one of our past streams, and we were saying, you know, what if Les Mis like didn't survive before Phantom, and then Phantom would become the longest running. So now it's kind of because Phantom was 34 years and Les Mis was like 35 years.
35, yeah, because we checked, didn't we? During the stream.
So I think now Les Mis is sort of set to be.
By like 2 years.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really.
Is there anything coming up to it? That's coming up to 35
Lion
years?
King. I don't know what Lion King is. I'm gonna have a check for that.
Yeah,
actually.
have a look at Lion King.
But
that's in the Lyceum, isn't it?
Yeah. But if Les Mis has to stop for 2 years for whatever reason, then Phantom will catch up. That was the thing. Yeah, because we were thinking if if Les Mis is paused and Phantom reopens. I don't know when it's been going. I want to find out. I think it's early 2000s.
Okay, so
how long is? Oh, that's literally the length of the show.
2 hour run.
Yeah, it's had a 2 hour 30 minutes. Lion King open in the West End. 1999. So that's 21 years.
Okay, so you've got like a big gap.
Yeah, that's 14 years ish, 13 years.
Wow. So, yeah, damn, that's something to think about. But I just hope that other sort of big productions, like, because obviously a lot of people are sad about Phantom, but I think it was sort of necessary. Like financially, anyway. So in that
financially and like safety, really.
Safety, yeah, safety. I suppose more than
money.
Anything.
Oh yeah, financially, because I think the new production is having a smaller orchestra as well.
Really? Ah.
I read something about that.
Okay.
Because it's been on the cards for a while. This like Phantom change, like the Les Mis one was.
I think also I said this a while ago. If for whatever reason, so. I don't know, hopefully if we get a vaccine, then that's it, everything's fine. If we get like a COVID vaccine that means that, you know, we take it and then there's no chance of us getting it ever again, then things can reopen like instantly, do you know what I mean? Well, like, you know, at least in 2 weeks when everyone else has gotten over it. But if for whatever reason COVID continues to, you know, to like, I don't know, mutate or something happens that means it's delayed, like it delays more things.
Yeah.
I think people like Cameron McIntosh will have to sort of think past when will it be over, and because eventually they will have to make that money back, and if it is delayed then they'll have to think fast. So
they have to make a decision at some point.
I do think, like, and I said this before, I do think it's not out the question that there will be like the Les Mis stage concert will come back. I think it would.
Yeah, but for example, the Regent's Open Air Theatre, they're bringing back, or I think it's a new staging actually, of Jesus Christ Superstar stage concert, because they had the production of it last year, I think. They had a production of Jesus Christ Superstar there last year.
Yep.
And now they're bringing a concert version of it back for 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
But that's the thing, it's gone from 1,000-seat theatre, I think. No, that's the Palladium. It's gone from 1,000 as like seat theatre to 300.
That's the thing. There was the trial thing
Yeah,
at the Palladium with
Beverly
Angelo
Knight
Lloyd Webber,
concert.
and he said it was. I think Angelo Lloyd Webber said he was grateful for that, but the London Palladium is meant to be full, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not cut out for. And that's the thing. That's one of the things I was worried about when hearing like I don't know.
It's sad, isn't it?
Because that's sort of like, you go there and one of the things that makes your theatre experience is the energy in the room and
Yeah.
like the atmosphere.
And there's only a third of that.
And I don't know if I could, if I
It's
could
like
see that.
acting for a Friday matinee every night. in the
I know,
office.
yeah, it's one of our Friday matinees. But yeah, it's just a bit sad really when
Yeah.
it's just because nobody knows when any of this is going to be over. That being said though, vaccine trials, they're well underway now, which is good. And
Yeah.
there's some steps that they're slowly making, but I don't know about you, I just want to go to the West End
Yeah.
again, do you know what I mean?
I'm going on Saturday. I'm going to a drive-in show, West End show.
Oh, really?
I'm going to see. I don't actually know what it is, but there's 5 West End singers doing like a Spice Girls thing that I've been invited to go to see.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it is. I'm just going to turn up and enjoy it.
Yeah,
Right.
might as well.
We'll see what drive-ins are like, I suppose. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
have a look
okay.
about it next week.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then Mousetrap is one of the first shows announcing its opening.
Yeah.
With it socially distanced, but it's going to be very weird seeing like a socially distanced play, which isn't meant to be socially distanced. Like it's just going to be actors stood still, like 2 meters. Like sorry, let's just
Exactly.
get past.
That's the thing. Like, thing is, thinking past all of this, I can't. Well, obviously, like I know eventually it will happen, but at this point, I can't picture in my mind a world where, people can sit like right next to each other in a theatre and just
like
not have
a
to
normal
worry.
world. I don't remember what it was like.
Because that's the thing. I can't imagine I can't imagine in my head a world where somebody goes and somebody goes bless you, and then you know what I
Yeah.
mean, without going.
I don't think we're ever going to get back to what world was like. I
No,
don't even remember
it's gonna be
what
very
that was
different.
like now. So our new world is just 2 meters apart,
Yeah,
sat in a
exactly.
theatre,
2 meters.
third fill theatre, clapping as loud as you can. To
As
make
loud
a
as you can, but
empty noise.
yeah, exactly. Deary me. But yeah, that's.
We've gone very off topic as
We've
per
gone
usual,
very
but
off topic, but no.
that is to be expected here at Theatre Tea Time.
Exactly, it's nothing new at all. So yeah, go on, right. I'm trying to think of anything else we could talk about just to fill in the time gap. But
I don't know if there's much more.
should
So
we
we
just?
talk about. Why don't we start finalise? Do you have any sets that you don't like?
Ooh,
shows?
Okay. No, tell you what. Actually, I've got an idea after this. Yeah. As far as sets that I don't like for shows, okay. Well, for sets, okay. This one's a bit of a funny one. I know it's necessary because of the nature of the show, but I just personally find it a bit bland. The set for Waitress. It's very like in front of you. Do you know what I mean?
It's just kind of like a diner.
It's like I mean, obviously, because the thing is, for me, Waitress, it's very you don't have to pay too much attention to understand it.
Easy watch.
It's easy watch, and I think the set is very much literally what you see is what you get.
Do you
and,
think
what
it's a
you're
bit
hearing.
like spoon fed?
Very spoon fed? I'd say
Okay,
that.
yeah.
So they're just like, yeah, we're in a diner. Look, here's the sign. Here are the tables. Here are the chairs. Here are the walls. Here's the counter. Here's the kitchen. It's literally all there. But maybe I don't know. Maybe they wanted to use as much set as possible just to make it look real, which I can maybe get
Yeah.
behind. But yeah,
I don't know if there's
don't know.
much more they could do with it, to be honest.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think. I don't know. What other set do they have? They have the bar that spins round, and it becomes the. No, what is? It spins around and it becomes something else.
They had the set for the doctor's office as well, and like
Yeah, and the hospital.
and what's the name?
And the
Jenna's
band.
house and the band.
Band
Yeah.
goes across,
To be
yeah.
fair, no, I thought that was quite good. One thing I do like in a set is having the band on stage. Like in Derek and Hansen, the band
like
is
that,
on a raised
really?
platform and you can always see them. I really like that. I don't know why.
I don't know about that. That's a funny one, actually. Because sometimes I like it, but sometimes. Let me fix my chair before I float down. Sometimes I like it, but sometimes it's just a bit distracting. I don't know, because you watch Waitress, and there's just a band in the middle of a diner, and then they get up and sit in the seats and eat pie. I don't know.
I think that's just quite like a
comical
a
little
nod,
thing.
like a comic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then I see what you mean. It was like that bit in Waitress. What is it? Where Jenna's like having some sort of soliloquy, and then a cello player
A
just
man
comes
comes up with
He
a
goes,
cello. Just stands on. What was that? It only takes a taste. So they're just sat there, and then a man with a cello walks on and just stands against the wall and goes. Bum, 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 bum.
Boom.
Yeah. Sometimes it's distracting, but I don't mind, to be honest.
No, to be fair though, when a band is on stage, it kind of gives some bits away. Like if there's like a musical sting to mark like the moment, you can see the conductor go, and then you're just like, okay, well something's gonna happen.
I like just having them in like a pit. So I think they should be visible because I don't always like.
Oh no! Tell you what was good. Okay, they weren't on stage exactly, but in Hamilton, like the way the conductor did that, and like in the Reynolds pamphlet, they give a Reynolds pamphlet to the conductor.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of Act 2, I think you can see this in the recording as well. I think it happened when I saw it live. Literally, all the ensemble come on. One of them literally crawls out of the conductor's.
At the start of Act 2.
Exactly. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, I like them being visible in like a pit, like Les Mis, or. You know, everybody's talking about Jamie. They were on top of.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Backgrounds like.
I like it when you can like see the band at least a bit before, like so and Jamie, like what's it? You can see the lights come on in the band, and you see like the drummer go
silhouette, and it comes up and down. I think at the end.
Yeah, and that's like it is in Be More Chill as well. Just before like the overture, they at least in Broadway, you see the band, and then this thing goes down. Just anything where you can, because you know the band deserves love, I think, and when a set designer takes that into consideration, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I like them being visible. I don't like them being like off stage. If you can, because it's their show as well.
Yeah, well, if they're off stage, at least maybe like have them on a screen or something, so you can see them. Because that's what they did.
Their little bow at the end.
They did that in King Kong as well, didn't they? They had like 2 screens come down, and you saw like all the puppeteers like up in the tech box.
Yeah. And there was something else as well, but I don't remember. And they come on and have a bow as well.
Yeah, right. So, just I don't know, for maybe like the last 15 minutes or something I thought about, you know.
Okay.
Totally just didn't think about this like 5 minutes ago. But so what I'm going to ask you is, how would you stage a production? So I don't quite know what this production is, but I'm just going to think one off the top of my head. How would you stage Waitress?
Waitress? Ooh. I don't know, because I do quite like the Waitress set.
But think about this, you could have any type of stage, you could have a revolve if you wanted. That being said, I think a revolve would be quite good in Waitress. I don't know why.
Maybe it would.
Or like, what changes would you make to the set then?
If I was to do my own production of Waitress...
Yeah, Ryan Greenfield presents Waitress, yeah.
And I had my own unlimited budget. What about... Let's just think outside the box and think quite creatively here. What about in a round?
Ooh, okay.
With a revolve.
In the round with a revolve, okay.
Because hear me out. So like, what's inside? What's inside? Everyone wants to know. All the ensemble stood around the revolve, like on it spinning, and Jenna's just looking like up and around as she goes around, and like the set comes on from the sides and like forms into the bar, and that'd be really cool actually.
Ooh, okay.
And so like the bars and the diners on stage. Oh, I don't know. That
the round.
I just thought of that.
That's
Waitress
a good
in
idea.
the round.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. No.
What Bacon can do, like there's things coming from the side, and then she's spinning around making it, and then like you see her mum on the other side of it, of like because in the show it has the like kitchen racks, and she's in front of it with a table. But if it was like that, and with her mum behind, like it is in the show as well, as it spins around, so one side seeing a really happy thing, the other seeing like the abusive relationship. I don't know. I'd really like to see Waitress in the round.
Yeah. Damn. That. Well, you never know if you get
Right,
be a set
who
designer,
wants to-
be a set
who wants
designer
to
for
fund
the
me?
2030 revival of Waitress, then go ahead.
I'll do it.
But
Give me the money and I'll do it.
yeah. Right. Okay. I'm trying to think. All right. Okay. Just literally.
Shall I give you a show?
Yeah. Go on. Give me one. Give me one.
Okay. Let's just go with Hamilton.
Hamilton. Ooh.
Because you're sat with it behind you.
I am, aren't I? Right. Well, let's
You're
have a look
asking
at
for
the
it.
auditorium behind me. Okay. So there's a double revolve. I know that much. Now, I think it would be quite cool. So maybe keep the double revolve, but have the inside one a drum revolve. Do you know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
goes up and down.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know why. I just really like the idea of that. But thinking about it in the context of the show, like it might be good for like transitions or scene changes.
Yeah.
Um,
Where would you use it?
that's the
Where would
thing.
you have
Where
it
would
go
I
up
use
or
it?
down?
Maybe okay. So for example,
Ooh. You know
oh,
what-
oh no! Oh, this. Okay, no. Okay, I see what you mean. Things sort of start to come up in your head. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking like Alexander Hamilton at the end. So they're like all in the outside revolve and they're spinning around, going, "There's
Yeah.
a million things I haven't done,
And he comes
but
up.
just you wait. What's your name?" And they all point up and go, "Alexander Hamilton."
Okay, I thought if it's a drum revolve, what's my dog doing? Okay, it's fine. If it's a drum revolve, because then it come up as well from the bottom. What about the start of Right Hand Man? Like everyone, because it's just King George. King George walks away. It comes up with like all the ensemble stood on it, looking up into New York Harbor. There's smoke coming up through it as well. I'd find that quite cool.
Now
What would you have for like the outside?
Now that's the thing. I was thinking about that. What would we do for? Because obviously the outside set is basically the same throughout the whole show.
Yeah.
Like bits move in and out, but ultimately it's relatively the same. So
Ooh,
I'm trying to think because a lot happens in it, and so I'm
Yeah.
trying to think maybe. Because that's the thing. You can like I don't know. I'm just thinking. Say no to this. You can have like a few flats like slide in on a track
Yeah.
to show like Mariah Reynolds' like house or something. And then you can have a bed in which they have the affair.
Yeah.
But then that can easily be done by what they already do. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't think Hamilton can be beaten for its set.
Like-
but if it was reimagined,
It could be reimagined,
Yeah.
but I think it would be quite hard to do so.
So
But,
what about revolve,
Drum revolve, yeah,
and a curved video wall like King Kong.
Ooh,
So it's like
that's
a
quite
modern
interesting.
version.
The only thing about that is that now you've got like
Yeah.
a technology aspect to it,
Yeah,
and then that it's not
you
exactly
don't want to take it
necessary.
away from the show. Yeah,
Although one thing, I think they had this for this is like an idea. They had for the Reynolds pamphlet to have like a container up in the ceiling, and then during the Reynolds pamphlet
let
it
it all
opens,
go.
and then lots of paper just comes out.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of like what other.
I don't know if there's much I can think of for Hamilton because it's pretty good what it is now.
It's pretty good what
really
it is because I was gonna say what would it be like with like a catwalk thrust, just like throw that one in
Yeah.
the mix.
No, I don't know
It
about
depends
that.
because that's for cast members to go out into the audience and things like that, and it's just like when would you have that? And I feel like because you've got like the border of the wooden framework as well, like that's the border of the stage. It's like ropes and wooden framework.
Yeah,
It's very like painting-esque. So it's like you're literally looking into this world, and I feel like I wouldn't want to break that illusion.
what
I
about
think
like? What about? I'm trying to think. How could you use like a history book, like a book, and make the whole stage kind of look like an open book somehow or something like that? I don't know.
I think
wouldn't-
maybe
that would take
maybe
away from it.
maybe have some like bookshelves. I
Yeah.
feel like bookshelves would be quite.
Oh, what
symbolic.
about we chuck in the mirror?
The Mirror from Lovely Bones. Ooh.
Yeah. So it's like who lives, who dies, who tells your story.
Yeah, that would have to be, I think, angled quite differently and used quite cleverly.
Yeah.
But that a mirror is a good idea. I feel like they shouldn't have the mirror on at all times, obviously.
No.
But I do think, oh
Then
my
again,
god,
yeah, that would be cool.
thinking about oh no, that would work so well in The World Was Wide Enough when he goes like, Washington's on the other side, he's with my mother on the other side.
Yeah.
All of that lot. And I just think that would work so well because then you've got like the look down from like the heavens and things like that. So that is not out of the
If
question.
the
I do
whole
quite like
stage.
that.
Oh, okay. Right. So picture this: the mirror's above the stage,
Yeah.
like angles, but in front of it the whole time is like a sail of a boat or something.
Ooh.
So it's hidden the whole time. And then when you get to the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I imagine Jeff so much he falls.
Yeah.
It goes like transparent, turns into a gauze, and like then you see the whole mirror.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
So if the mirror was a gauze, what would you have going on behind that?
Not the mirror. Like there's a sheet in front of it which looks like a big like boat sail, and then that goes see-through and transparent, so you see the whole mirror.
Oh, okay. All right. Because thinking about it. Oh no. Okay, no. Here's something I thought would be quite good. Projections in Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
You could have the literal the works of Alexander Hamilton like projected. So, for example, if
like
it's the
Dylan
Reynolds
Hanson.
pamphlet, you can have the things he actually wrote projected like everywhere. You might have to change the material and like the color of some of the items.
Yeah.
But then, what was it? There was a quote from. Oh, I'm trying to remember it. It is, "Am I then more of an American than those who drew their first breath on American ground?"
Yeah.
That was just like a quote I remember, like in some museum that he said.
But what about if the whole floor?
If the floor, on the floor.
If it was like instead of projections, like pages of a books like ripped out, like a collage of all his work.
Ooh, that'd be good. But obviously, with what that'd be printed onto the floor, right? It wouldn't be actual pieces of paper.
No, it wouldn't be actual paper.
No, I was going to say
varnished over.
That being said, though, I think that'd be a good idea. And then maybe if okay, what if with the theme of I'm just like literally talking off the top of my head here to go with the theme of writing. What if like the walls were covered with like old, like rusted, torn, stained 1800s paper, and then like every now and then an ensemble member would like write on the paper walls. Do you know what I mean?
Or rip some down.
Or like rips them down, and like in if this was used, okay, I've just had such a good idea. If used properly and if managed well during burn, the walls of paper could slowly burn down to the bottom, but then that'd be a lot of smoke though.
Yeah, but if it was like fake
good ventilation or something. And,
and if you put like stuck all of Eliza's like love letters and they keep coming down on the wall, and then I'm watching it. I can just imagine it all like vanishing into dust.
Oh no, do you know what I've just thought? Oh no, okay, I've just had another idea. What if there were some people like, above the lighting rig or something, and they had like tiny little bits of paper, they lit them on fire and then dropped them down?
Well, like I watched Anne Juliet, and in Anne Juliet they have dry ice bubbles, so they drop a bubble of dry ice and it kind of, when it hits like someone's shoulder, it just bursts.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't think that could be done.
It's very cool.
Damn. Okay.
It's just like a little smoke bubble, and then it hits, and then it disperses.
Right. Okay. So
it rains down.
Right. I've got one for you now. So this this one it will allow you to be a bit more sort of technological, and I think you already know what I'm going to say. How would you stage Be More Chill?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Just to give you a bit like with lights and like.
I don't know. I quite like how Be More Chill is.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was going to stage
but you got to think about how.
way,
Have you seen pictures of what it was like in 2015? That staging.
See, I like something like that. I don't know. I like an idea of like, like a mirror maze.
Another mirror. Okay.
No, I don't know. I've just got to think for mirrors tonight. Like a mirror maze of some. How the original production was with the pillars. I don't know, with some sort of thing sticking out of that. I quite like that original staging, but I just don't know if there's anything more that can be done with it.
You reckon?
I reckon there's probably stuff, but I just can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay, so when I say things like fly systems, would you have anything fly in, fly out? Would you have any trapdoors? Would you?
Yeah, trapdoors. I think you got to have trapdoors for like the scripts entrances.
Oh yeah, actually. Oh yeah, no. To be fair, that'd be good.
Like Aladdin, how he shoots up. He shoots up a little shaft.
I think a trapdoor would be quite good. Like, spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. At the end of Act 1, when the script's like, to upgrade, you need to make sacrifices, and then he turns on the optic nerve blocking, and then Michael just goes. Because remember in the other palace, the video wall just went, and then Michael just went jumped off stage.
He just basically went.
He literally just fell back, literally, just went.
Yeah.
But yeah, trapdoor it would make those things a bit more snappy and a bit more effective.
Yeah, this is a good idea. I like this. Maybe we'll do an episode someday of reimagining productions.
Yeah, that would be a good idea actually. Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. We'll keep that in mind. Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to say, or any other shows you want to bring up? No? Is that everything from you then?
I think that's everything from me this week, because it's also getting quite dark in this room.
It's also getting quite dark here as well, so I think that is a good sign to sign off. So, That being said, thank you very much for watching this episode of Theatre Tea Time. Tune in on Monday where we'll have a brand new video out, and as well as next Thursday at 8 PM GMT for another Theatre Tea Time live stream. So, with all that, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me too. We'll see you on Monday with a brand new video.
Alright, cheerio!
Cheerio!
Bye-bye!